Hello folks and welcome to the channel. Today we're going to be having another look at another ham radio that I've got. Just for a change, it's not actually a Bofang this time. It's Hiroyasu, if I'm pronouncing that correctly. Probably butchering the pronunciation, but I think that's how you pronounce it, Hiroyasu. Bought this on AliExpress from a global walkie-talkie store. Who are a very reliable source for radios. If you're ever thinking of buying from AliExpress, I can highly recommend them. I've had great service from them. So that's a global walkie-talkie store on AliExpress. This cost me about, I think with taxes and delivery, it all came to about £32 sterling. So not too bad for a radio. It is multiband in that it can actually receive AM Airband frequencies, and along with the FM broadcast radio, it can receive that. It can, of course, transmit on the usual 2 metre and 70 centimetre ham bands for the UK. So it does have 1.25 metre support as well. Not that we can use that in the UK, but it is available. So multiband, including airband. It's quite a nice looking little radio. The thing I like about it probably the most is the display on it. It has a very nice and clear display. If we turn it on here,
welcome, channel mode.
We can see here the display is nice and colourful, very bright, and you have your two frequencies, the top and the bottom, which you can easily switch between by a quick press of the top right hand button. It'll cycle between the top and the bottom frequency. And we can see, it says main there quite clearly. So it lets you know which frequency you're actually on at the time. It cycles between them. So yeah, I really like the display on this radio. Very nice, clear and colourful display on it. Looking around the rest of the radio, it's pretty standard really. I mean, the side buttons.
Welcome, channel mode.
The bottom button here opens the squelch, and it also operates the torch. If you hold it a long press, it will open the squelch. A short press of the button operates the flashlight or torch, whatever you want to call it, on the top. Short press turns on the flashlight. Another press gets the light to strobe, and a third press turns it off. So pretty standard stuff there as regards the bottom button. Long press opens the squelch, short press turns on the flashlight, and another press will strobe the flashlight. The next button up is the FM radio, broadcast radio function. Works very well.
On. Off.
So there you go. You've got your music to listen to there on the FM broadcast radio. Third button up is of course the push to talk button, and that's pretty self-explanatory, that one. Round the other side we have, I'm glad to see, a standard type.
On.
Oh, turn that off. We have a standard Kenwood type socket which will take a standard sort of Bofang programming cable, 2-pin Kenwood, or you can plug in your your earpiece into the side there as well if you want to, or headset, whichever you prefer to use. But it's good to have that on the side for programming the radio. I have programmed this radio, and the good news is that it programs via chirp. So I always like a radio that you can program with chirp. It's widely available, free download, and it uses the latest version of Chirp Next to program the radio. So that's good from that point of view. Alphanumeric keyboard, as we can see here. It doesn't have shortcuts on it as such. On the top of the radio, as I see, there's like a grey rubber bung thing. It has no function. It's not a button as such. It's just a blanked out cover, really. There is an orange button beside it, and that's quite an interesting little button because you can actually program that button to do various functions in the software, or rather in the menu. You can program that button for different functions. Standard, on-off volume knob on the top.
Welcome, channel mode.
The aerial, the antenna is SMA female type antenna, little rubber duck antenna. Not terribly impressed with the antenna, if I'm being honest. It's probably not the greatest antenna I've ever seen, but it does the job. But if you were keeping this radio, I would honestly suggest possibly buying a better antenna for it. It has the standard SMA female connection antenna, which screws into the SMA male socket on the top of the radio. So pretty standard antenna. I'm sure it would take various other, probably a better antenna. So that might be an option if you're thinking of buying this radio. I would seriously think about upgrading the antenna. The rubber duck's okay, but it's not the greatest antenna I've ever seen. The battery on it is very nice. Quite a chunky battery. And as far as the power goes, it says that it is a 3800 milliamp hour battery. So yeah, quite a strong battery as far as that goes. 3800 milliamp hours. So it should last quite well. Just clips into the back of the radio. There's no screw to hold it on. It just simply clips in, which is nice. And it has a belt clip on the back of the radio, which is, as you can see, it is actually attached to the battery. I prefer, a belt clip that attaches to the radio body, but in this case it attaches to the battery. But it is what it is. It has, as we can see on the back, it has contacts for a cradle charger. I can't actually remember whether this came with a cradle charger. It does, however, have USB-C charging on the battery. As we can see there, the socket is for USB-C charging, which is really nice. I always like a radio that has USB-C charging capability, because you can take it with you in the car or whatever and plug it into your cigarette lighter socket and charge it up via the car socket or whatever. Any USB-C capable port will charge up your radio, and it has a little LED indicator light on there. Obviously it's will indicate when the battery is fully charged. So very nice radio. It's chunky. It feels nice in the hand. As I say, it is multi-band, and it has airband receive on it. Just on the airband receive, to be honest, I was a bit disappointed with it. The airband receive, maybe it's got something to do with the antenna, I'm not sure, but honestly I found it rather poor on airband receive, if I'm being honest. I would liken it
Welcome. Channel mode.
pretty much to this little radio here, the Quansheng UVK5, which I have, which also receives airband, and it's very similar in performance when compared. The airband, you can hear it, but there's a lot of hiss in the background, and it's not terribly clear. So for airband, I would say it's probably not the best choice of radio. If you're into your airband receive, you might want to consider something else, but it does have that functionality, so not bad from that point of view. The menu system is pretty straightforward. There are a few features on it that I like. For instance, if we go through the menu here, pretty standard stuff really, as we can see. Timer box, wide narrowband, voice, beat prompt, language, Mr. long press. The top key, now that was an interesting one because that's referring to the orange button on the top, and you can change the functionality of that. Now what I have done with the orange button on the top is I have set it to search, because this radio has a search function on it, whereby if you can set it into search mode, it will pick up any radio that is transmitting within a range. It will pick up the frequency that it is transmitting on, along with any tones or codes or whatever that it's transmitting. So that is a nice feature of the radio, and it works very well. I could demonstrate that to you now. As I say, in the menu, I have it set to search. There are various other options. You can have it just as a scan or a search, or you can have it to monitor, or you can have it to operate the light, or you can have it to switch off on the broadcast radio. It has various functions, but the one I picked was the search function. So I'll demonstrate that now. If we tap the orange button on the top, the radio will go into search mode, and if it picks up a radio transmitting within the area, it will display what frequency the other radio is transmitting on. So I have a little radio oddity walkie-talkie here.
Welcome. 1.
And as we can see from the display, it is on PMR 446 channel 1 at the minute. So I'll key up on that and we'll see if we can pick up the frequency via the Hiroyasu. There we go, we've got it. 4460625, which is of course the PMR 446 channel 1. So it's picked up that frequency and it's displayed it accurately. So that's a good little feature to have there. We can come back out of that. We'll try the second channel, PMR channel 2, and we'll do a search. Not much power on my walkie-talkie here. The battery's almost out on it, so might take a bit of. There we go. 446-01875, and that of course is PMR 446 channel 2, so it's displayed that absolutely accurately. So a good search function there on the radio, and of course you can program that into the orange button on the top there. That's what I have it set to. It's up to you what function you have that button set to. But quite a nice little radio, multi-band, as I say. If I was to compare it feature-wise to another radio I have, I would say it's very close to the Bofang BF5RH that I have, because they're both similar, very similar radios. They even look similar.
Welcome. Channel mode.
Similar sort of dimensions, similar sort of features. They're both multi-band with airband. I would say the Bofang airband receive is probably better than the Hiroyasu, to be honest. The Bofang again has the frequency search capability in it, but I've found that it's not very accurate on the Bofang. To initiate that on the Bofang, you simply press that this button on the right here. And again, if we key up via the walkie-talkie here, PMR 446 channel 2, we've picked up the frequency, but it's not entirely accurate. It's 446.180, when of course it's 446.1875. So not entirely accurate with the Bofang, which is slightly disappointing in that it doesn't pick up the frequency entirely accurately. It'll sort of get you in the ballpark, but it's not completely accurate in the Bofang. So similar specification radios, and it depends what features you really want from them. If you're wanting probably better airband reception, I would go for the Bofang. But if the search function is a priority, then the Hiroyasu has the Bofang beaten on that. It picks up the frequency much more accurately than the Bofang does. So yeah, all in all, a nice little multi-band radio. Good capacity battery on it. Got USB-C charging on the base of the battery there. Antenna, I would seriously think about upgrading that. Not the best antenna I've ever seen, but does the job. Multiband search function, AM Airband receive, can transmit on the UK ham bands. Very simple to switch between frequency mode and channel mode. You just hold down the
Frequency mode
button on the top there. We'll try it on 1.25 meters, see if it goes in okay. So 2 0 0
0 0 0 0.
Yeah, so we've got 1.25 meter capability. I suppose that would apply more to anyone who's in America. They could probably use that. We can't in the UK. 330.
3 0 0 0.
Yeah, it'll do that. Rather strange band as well. Not sure. Certainly can't use that one in the UK, but it is available. Obviously the 2 meter 70 centimeter band as well.
1 4 5 0 0 0.
And 70 sems as well.
4 3 3 5 0 0.
So yeah, all in all, a very nice little radio.
Channel mode.
Can be programmed via Chirp software. It is supported in Chirp. The actual model of the radio is the Hiroyasu 8811. So if you look that up in Chirp, it's actually, I think it's the only Hiroyasu radio that's supported in Chirp. There's only one listed there, but it is there. It's available for programming the radio via Chirp, and nice little radio. Excellent search function on it. The Airband is a bit hit and miss, to be honest. Not terribly impressed with it, but other than that, it's certainly worth considering. It's an alternative, probably, to the Bofang. And as I say, it's available from a global walkie-talkie store on AliExpress. Costs about £32 delivered to the UK. So you can convert that into dollars. I'm not quite sure what that would be, but roughly comparable, as I say, price-wise, pretty much the same as the Bofang BF5RH. So they're fairly identical radios, and not very much to choose between them, really. As I say, if search priority is one of important to you, the Hiroyasu, I'm still not sure how to pronounce that, Hiroyasu we'll call it, is probably the best choice. But a nice little radio. I really like the display on it. As I say, that's
Welcome.
probably the one of the features I like best of it. So nice little radio. Might be well worth considering if you're in the market for a multiband ham radio with airband capability. So there you have it. The Hiroyasu 8811. Nice little radio. So that's it, and hope you enjoyed the video, and hopefully we'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.